What's up, guys? F-Focus, and we're back on some Escape from Tarkov. Now, I'm going to try and record this only one time. I've recorded this so many fucking times, it's unreal. I keep saying the same stuff over and over. It gets repetitive, it gets annoying, and I say, like every 2 words. So if I say that, it's really not intentional. It just kind of happens, and I do apologize. And I know you guys are going to be commenting down below, you say too much. I didn't breathe right there, so I need to make sure I remember to breathe too. We're going to go into the graphics settings, and I'm going to tell my take on it. You guys are going to see what I use, and that's pretty much it. I am not a game engineer. I do not know everything and why things work the way they do, but I can tell you a few things about it and why it happens to make your game run like dog shit. So let's jump into it. Alright, so jumping into it. Screen resolution, aspect ratio, native to your monitor, okay? Don't try and change it and make your game look like horse ass. Just keep it native to your monitor. Mine's 2K, that's why it's at 2K. Yours is 4K, fine. Yours is not 1080, whatever, doesn't matter. Switch it to it. Full screen, always have full screen checked. It will make your game run way smoother. You'll get more FPS. Trust me, you'll get better frames, just full screen. And VSync, I don't even know why the fuck it's even in games. I know some lower end computers need it, but it's not for first-person shooters. You need it unchecked. Uncheck it right fucking now. So, overall graphics qualities, it's a shot between high and medium. Ultra settings, if you have a good computer, run it. I don't care. I used to run Ultra all the time. Now I just run high. It does not change the game hardly at all. It's completely up to you. If you think it does, then argue with me. It doesn't give a fuck. Mine's on high. It's going to stay on high. Put yours on high. You'll love it. Moving over to texture quality. Mine's as high as it goes, which is on high. This one does, in my opinion, make a big difference from high to medium. If I put mine on medium, I think the game looks like shit, and it does not look good in videos when I record, so I keep mine on high all the time, and it still runs fine for me. If you can't run it, just put it to medium. It doesn't matter, but mine's on high for the YouTube content creation side of me. That's what I do. Shadow quality and shadow visibility kind of play hand in hand. I keep my shadow quality on high, again, for YouTube purposes. If we talk about FPS or first-person shooters, then most games, PUBG is a huge one. Nobody plays with shadows in that game, or they have their shadows turned down to the lowest setting. I've always liked my game to look nice, so I've always had my shadows on. But most players don't have them on because they want to focus on the other players and focus on killing them. And you will die sometimes if you have your shadows up higher compared to somebody who doesn't. Tarkov is just not quite optimized yet, so the higher you have your shadows, the more toll it puts on your game. But for me, a nice medium for YouTube videos and still where I'm able to kill players. I keep my shadow visibility lower, set to 80, but I keep my shadow quality on high. Ultra and high, really not much of a difference, less grittiness, but that's pretty much it. But I just do it for the YouTube content. If you want to do it for the better, I guess, screenplay, better gameplay, put it on the lower setting. You'll love it more. Object LD, this stands for level of detail, unless I'm wrong, and if I am, please correct me. But object level of detail, mine's on 2. The highest setting is on 4. It really doesn't change it. I've switched mine to 4 and played, no problem. And I've had it on 2 and played, no problem. I just don't get much of a difference there, so it's really up to you. Now, overall visibility is really fucking self-explanatory. If I have to explain this to you, I'll slap you right in your left cheek. Not your right one, but your left one. I keep mine on 2,000. I play on 3,000 sometimes. I play on 2,000. I never go lower than 2,000. But some players that do say that their monitor, Jesus Christ. Some people that do say that their computer is trash, they keep it on 1,000. I don't ever see anybody go less than 1,000. But some players, most players I know, play on 1,000. It doesn't change it. You won't even tell the difference. So I don't know I'm talking about it. Or window shadow visibility. SSAO, contact SSAO. Most players don't even know what the hell that means, and I could be insanely wrong here, but SSAO means screen space ambient occlusion, okay? It's the rendering of shadows and the way light hits objects and the shadows around the shadows, right? That's fucking a terrible explanation. It's not what it means, I know. It's the shadow of the object in perspective, Jesus Christ, in perspective of the player, but not the actual shadows. It's like the shadow that the light casts on it and kind of contact on it, which is contact SSAO. And Tarkov makes the game look like horse ass if you turn it on. Not because of like the actual graphic settings, but your FPS. You will lose so many frames if you have these on. It's just not optimized to that point. SSR, And again, I'm gonna get fucking trash in the comments. Screen space reflections. You don't need oh my gosh, I said I don't know why I said it so many times. SSR, screen space reflections. You do not need reflections in first-person shooters. It makes the game look nice, but you just don't fucking need them. Water's trash. You don't need to think about reflections on anything else. Focus on the gunplay. Tarkov is great. Keep it off. Your game will run fantastic. Now, anisotropic filtering and anti-aliasing. We're going to get back to those two. Anisotropic filtering, actually, just turn it on. You're going to need it. Trust me. Keep it on. Even if your computer's shit, do not do per texture. Just put it on. Trust me. And sharpness, obviously, is exactly what sharpness is. Just the sharpness around things. Exactly. Put it on 0.5. That's the happy medium. You don't have to use a slider to your own. It doesn't change your FPS hardly at all. It's just kind of what your preference is when it looks at everything. Now, Z-blur, chrome, and noise. Okay? Chromatic, whatever, it's abbreviated. But I said it again, motherfucker. Z-blow is, oh my gosh. I'm actually going to leave that in. I'm not going to record this again. Sorry, you guys are going to have to deal with it. Z-blur, chromatic, and noise. These are all filters. That's all they are. They're filters, practically, is what everything is on there is filters. It adds like fucking grimness. That does not make any sense. I don't know why I'm saying these words. I'm fucking tired. It's late. I worked a long day. Please ignore it. Z-blur is not motion blur. Do not get those two mixed up. It's a different type of filter, though, but it has the blurry aspect of motion blur. It's just not motion blur. Both of them do not need to exist in video games, especially first-person shooters. But all of these, like I said, are filters. They just add more of a grittiness or an image blur or things of the sort. So just turn them off. If any of these are checked and you're playing, you're an idiot. Uncheck them. Noise, chromatic, and Z-blur. All uncheck them. Now, the big one, anti-aliasing. Okay? You saw what my game looked like here. I get a really good FPS, but the game looks pretty. You guys can see me after the video. I'll give each one of you a smooch on the forehead. Now, the game itself looks fantastic, right? I get no stutters with my settings. I said it again, motherfucker. Anyway, no stutters. The game looks great. If I go back into my settings and I change my anti-aliasing to off, you can tell automatically that the game looks more gritty, looks more sharp. There's no smoothness. There's no warm feeling. There's no hominess. There's no love in the fucking game. It's all trash now. Some people like the grittiness. Some people say they can see players better. Some people think it's the opposite. Me, personally, due to YouTube videos, YouTube makes foliage in the videos automatic horse shit anyway. So if my videos are automatically, or if my gameplay is already looking like I'm on painkillers, when I do painkillers, it makes it look even worse. So for video purposes, and honestly, I just like things to be better, in my opinion. Don't do SSAA or SSAA 4 or 2 times. Don't do any of it. FXAA is optimized in Tarkov right now. Just leave it. But you can tell the foliage already is trash unless you're right up on it. As you can tell, it already looks kind of pixelated. But it looks way better with anti-aliasing on FXAA, especially when I'm recording videos, and I don't lose any FPS when I do it, so that's why I like it. But completely up to you guys. Now, this video is probably already long enough. I've said I don't know how many motherfucking times. It's terrible feeling, and I do apologize. I don't know why the hell I say it. Hit that like button, subscribe, share if you want to, and as always, enjoy. Holy fuck, that video took so long to make. I don't know why.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware.